Amy Warner, certified by WeatherRate for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
Well, much of the day quiet, certainly, but now we've got a line of severe storms whipping south and southeast across southwest Missouri. These storms moving generally 50 to 55 miles per hour off to the south and southeast, and they're coming with a threat of strong winds. Here's what it looks like as we kind of more closely examine this line. Now, the weaker end of this line is certainly the eastern end, but still getting some gusty winds in places like Versailles and Warsaw. But as we look further southwest to north of Stockton into the Lamar area, this portion of the line is more intense. And we just got a new warning issued for areas further south for the Mount Vernon area, Monette, west over toward Joplin, in anticipation of winds possibly as high as 70 to 80 miles per hour. Now, I think that's going to be more the exception than the rule, but certainly 60 to 70 mile per hour winds possible with this portion of the line as it continues to plow off to the south. And you can see strong winds also in areas approaching Stockton Lake, also up toward Hermitage. And this will be sweeping southeast toward the I-44 corridor over the next couple of hours. You can see in the wake of this line of storms, numerous reports of either wind damage or strong winds. Winds in a lot of areas up near the Kansas City area over 70 miles per hour. So again, that threat of strong winds certainly present with this line as it pushes southeast. And that's why we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for southwest Missouri through 1 o'clock this morning. There's ample instability out ahead of that line, so I have every expectation for that line to want to continue to drop south and southeast, kind of feeding on that instability gradient that's present across southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. So what does it look like as we take you forward in time? Well, again, along I-44, I expect these storms to be crossing by about midnight tonight. That does include places like Monette and Mount Vernon and Springfield up toward Lebanon. It looks like by 2 o'clock in the morning, these storms should be dropping south of the state line, impacting areas from Harrison and Jasper east over toward Flippin as well as Mountain Home. And then that cluster moves out of the area. In the wake of that, there will still be a risk for at least widely scattered showers and thunderstorms from the Kansas City area south down to Springfield. And as we work through the morning hours on Monday, we may see that grow upscale into an area of rain and thunderstorms that could pose a threat of strong winds as it drops off to the southeast towards southeast Missouri. But generally, again, for tomorrow, it looks like a morning threat of rain and thunderstorms. Once we get to the afternoon, I think rain's going to tend to be moving out of the area, and we're going to find sunshine and hotter temperatures trying to develop over southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas. With the waves of storms tonight into tomorrow morning, a lot of the area is going to see between a ½ inch and an inch and a half of rainfall, and certainly there could be some locations that see in excess of 2 inches of rain. Temperatures by morning should be rain cool down to 71 in Springfield, with highs tomorrow ranging from 98 in Joplin, where we're going to stay rain free tomorrow, to about 89 in Springfield, with low to mid 80s more common across our eastern counties. And this is the kind of pattern that we're looking at this week. It's kind of a fight between heat and storminess to the east. So the Summer Ridge over the southwest, that's going to supply the heat to our area. Meanwhile, the jet stream energy to our northeast is going to supply storms in the atmosphere that will generate waves of storms. So we've got a battle going on, and it looks like that will result in hot conditions and mainly quiet conditions to the southwest, with stormier conditions to the east and also somewhat milder temperatures. Here in Springfield, I expect the heat to win out. Looks like 96 on Tuesday, 100 on Wednesday, and we keep those highs in the upper 90s the rest of the week. I do think rain chances will perk up some this coming weekend as the overall pattern kind of weakens in the area, and we see rain chances going up and the heat easing a bit.
It looks like Monday is going to be our coolest day this week at 89, which some people might not think is cool, but
we've had a long streak of 90-degree plus temperatures,
right,
and we may break it on Monday, but that would be only temporarily. I think there's going to be plenty of heat to follow.
So maybe if people